the federal government is setting the stage for a massive trade battle with China over electric vehicles. The government warned today that it could be looking at measures like adding tariffs to the price of Chinese vehicles in Canada. Al Sweeney reports.
Federal Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland says China, with one of the largest economies in the world, is not playing by international trade rules.
We are going to protect you and defend you from unfair competition.
Canada, along with the U.S. and the European Union, say China has been overproducing electric vehicles. Now, the federal government says it's going to consider whether to restrict Chinese imports, afraid of low-price electric vehicles from China undercutting Canadian industry and workers.
Canadian auto workers and the auto sector, however, are facing unfair competition from China's intentional, state-directed policy of overcapacity that is undermining Canada's EV sector's ability to compete.
And Premier Doug Ford is calling for tariffs on Chinese imports, saying unless we act fast, we risk Ontario and Canadian jobs. Tesla has a factory in China that sells vehicles in Canada, with other Chinese car makers waiting to export their vehicles. The European Union has already announced a 38% tariff on Chinese electric vehicles, and the U.S. is imposing a 100% tariff. Freeland wouldn't say no to that.
Nothing is ruled out, and all possible tools are on the table.
Chinese officials are warning against new trade barriers.
Not only, think about these, the short-sight policies, short-sight measures to close the door. It isn't wise to close the door.
It had to happen. Something had to happen.
And industry researcher Brendan Sweeney says trade restrictions could lead to Chinese retaliation, affecting things like Canadian agriculture shipments or natural resources to China.
They play by their own rules. They've got their own plan for the world, and it has them emerging as the world's economic leader, taking that from the United States one way or another, and it's kind of scary.
The federal government says it's going to hold 30 days of consultation to decide how to block any flood of cheap Chinese electric vehicles. Al Sweeney, CHCH News, Hamilton.